no way for people our age to make money, so they sell weed or grab cars or boot off doors, take the whips and the iPads and the TVs and the motorbikes and that, because there's nothing for us to do.
This video, brought to you by Mad Theatre Company, aims to highlight and tackle the issues that young people from North Manchester are concerned about, labelled the Embedding Youth Social Action Project. As part of this project, local organisations are conducting street-based attached youth work, enabling progression to youth social action. These organisations include YPAC, Manchester Young Lives, Active Communities Network, Mad Theatre Company, Groundwork and Manchester Youth Zone. We spoke to a group of young girls from Harper A about their feelings towards the area where they live. Hello girls, where do you two live?
Harper Hay.
And what do you think about Harper Hay?
Well, Harper Hay, it's like a good place if you like arguments. But if you don't like arguments, then it's not a good place.
I think Harper Hay is a good place, but there's loads of different break-ins and violence around here, especially near Asda and the precincts, but especially McDonald's as well.
It's scruffy, there's loads of rubbish outside.
Loads of rubbish.
People drive 100 miles an hour. It's not scary, it's just busy and stuff.
And there's smackheads that always walk about, and
little paedophiles.
They walk up to you and they either ask you if you have lighters, cigs, money or anything like that, and it kind of scary. And one of them sometimes chases you around until you give them money.
Do you ever see violence?
Yeah,
all the time.
What kind of violence do you see?
There's always fights going on that ends up in injuries and stuff.
Is it children or adults who are committing the violence?
Adults. It's mostly adults.
Two young males from Blakely seem to share these concerns.
How would you describe your area coming from? Why? In what sense? What do you mean?
Smackheads everywhere, every corner, every door.
Every corner shop, every near shop.
Even outside the church.
Well, how does that make you feel?
Embarrassed. It's embarrassing.
Is it, yeah?
Do you know when other people come to the area and that? It's embarrassing.
Yeah. If you could say something to the councillors and the people who fund work for young people, what would you say to them?
Stop keeping your money like a greedy innit? And I'll tell them straight innit? I'll call them out see all these parks and states, they ain't safe for kids and that and fucking smackers around there's always fucking sniff bags and like that on the floor and that. But I mean, that ain't safe for the kid. Would you have your kid on that park? Yeah. You wouldn't. What happened if all these little council people they wouldn't like their kid on that park?
Here, two young males discuss their experiences growing up in Cheetham Hill. What do you think about Cheetham Hill?
The area isn't that great, to be honest. There's a bit of gang activity, a bit of speeding here and there. It's kind of dangerous.
On the road next to the church right here, there's always speeding down and someone could get hit or get killed. I don't think it's really good because the police response time is really slow. Because it takes for 2 hours or 3 hours for them to get here.
If there's anything you could change about Cheetham Hill in the area, what would it be?
Maybe police patrolling the area more, so then they could say the other day, for instance, I saw the police. They literally came around and they went back. They didn't even stay 2 seconds. So
you'd like to see more police in Cheetham Hill? Yeah. What about you?
Less drugs or druggies.
We interviewed Kenny from YPAC, who has been working with young people in Harper Hay and Moston.
So in my opinion, a lot of it's down to the cuts in services and provisions for young people, and young people not having the positive adult role models and people to support them through the system. A lot of the young people are asking if the streets can be policed, and it's same for us, but it's about seeing potential and good in people and not derogatory towards young people. So having a strength-based, asset-based community development model rather than a deficit and deviancy. A lot what we see with young people are actually victims of crime, and statistically they're more likely to be a victim than a perpetrator. And so we just looked at yesterday speaking to a young man having his Valentino bag dragged off him, and a guy just saying I'll have that bag, and having to fight to be able to keep it on him. And then last week speaking to 2 young people who'd been attacked in the Arndale Centre, and it was only afterwards when he looked for his phone and realised that he'd had his phone stolen as well. So an aggravated robbery in daylight in the Arndale Centre with metal cloches over the head and bottled over the head. They believe they know what it is, but it's the same old story. They can't snitch, they can't go on top because they'll be seen as a grass. So in their words we're saying, we can't grass, even though we're pretty sure we know what it is. And we see it time and time again. And we've worked with young people and they've been accused of certain crimes and we know they've not committed it.
Yeah.
And they've told us they've not committed it, but they have to go to court and they have to say, yeah, I'm guilty. Because they can't go not guilty and say, oh, they were like toying with the idea of going like, we're not guilty, but then had to eventually plead guilty because there were evidence and they knew who'd done it, but they couldn't grasp, they couldn't inform. Otherwise, the stigma, what gets put onto them. So a lot of the time what we see with young people, they're actually the victims and they're not the perpetrators. And I think that's a real sad thing, you know, like, because the media portrays young people in a bad light.
So you're saying on your street is it cat house or something on your street?
Yeah, dog's house.
And what happens there?
Oh, there's pure fighting, arguing and everything. Like, there's at least, I don't even know how many that go there a day, or about 10 a day. Just do that to go and buy drugs and that, and then they try to either argue with him, try and smash his doors in, but the amount of things that go on there, the police have been there so many times for it. Someone come out of his house, because someone was kicking off there, trying to say they were going to come put his door in or something and take all the drugs and stuff off him. And then after that, he was like, he won't do anything. He started booting the door and everything, and then he said he was going to phone people, and someone come out of his house with a machete, started slicing him with it, like all side of his face and his like shoulder and his neck and that, and then like his chest. And then he was on the floor and he was still getting smacked with it, and then my dad phoned the police, and then he posted the machete through his door, and then he got off, and then the other guy got off limping with blood going everywhere.
Wow, so you seen it?
Yeah.
How did that make use for you?
It weren't best for you.
To tackle some of these issues, organisations are helping young people find ways to improve their local community.
I'm John Swallow, I'm the Senior Youth Lead for Social Action from Groundwork Greater Manchester. My role in the project was to develop 2 social action projects with established groups of young people. This is the second group that I've worked with, and this group of young people were quite inspired by wanting to protect animals and clean up the environment. My other social action project is with the girls group from Communities for All, and what they've decided to do is to develop some of the grounds in the mosque where the youth club is, and they're going to build a couple of vertical gardens.
Hiya, my name's Sarah and I work at Manchester EYSA. I am the Youth Voice and Social Action Worker. So the current group we've got, who have just started about having lunch, are part of our Junior Choices programme, and this is a 10-week programme for young people in year 5 and 6 who are likely to be at risk of like antisocial behaviour or being excluded from school. So today the challenge group have been out litter picking, and this all came up from the idea of a couple of weeks ago, and the young people all decided that litter picking was what they wanted to do to help the community. And like the young people have just been running riot, picking up loads of bits and bobs. They've picked up vapes, a Wellington, a stripy one, I think the highlight of the day, and yeah, they've just done a bit of everything really.
Hi, my name's Laura and I'm the Programme Manager at Active Communities Network. We've been putting on sports activities in Bignor Street Park for young people in the area aged 13 to 19, and we've given them the opportunity to complete an accredited level 1 course called Developing Community Activities for Youth at Risk. And within this course we look at our community, we look at how we can address situations, how we can support young people, and then ultimately how we can put a project on in our community to give back to other people and try and help situations which are challenging for young people.
Active Communities Network arranged a football tournament at Cheetham Hill with the help of their new young leaders. As the young mentors shared concerns for speeding in their area, they decided to conduct workshops to help inform the young children on on speeding in that area and how they can keep safe. Despite the inspiring work North Manchester organisations are conducting, there's a long way to go to ensure an equitable environment for the youth of North Manchester. Children are asking for more to be done. The opportunities as organisations have been given so far have been greatly appreciated. However, these actions are just a first step if we want to make a long-lasting impact.